I was asked recently to give an indication of where we're at in terms of global average temperature rise, where we're headed over the course of the next 5 to 10 years, and when human extinction comes. I get asked this question a lot, and I've answered the question very frequently. And here I go again. As I've indicated in recent radio interviews, as I've indicated online at my blog, guymcpherson.com, I can't imagine there will be a human being on the planet in 2026. There's about to be 2 fewer dogs on the planet because of the racket they're making. But that's another issue. What happens between now and then over the course of the next 7 years or so? Well, I suspect that we're headed for an ice-free Arctic. This event was projected in a paper in the 2012 edition of the Annual Review of Earth and Planetary Sciences. It was projected to occur in 2016, plus or minus 3 years. We have dodged 6 bullets with, according to the projection, 1 bullet remaining in the chamber. That would be 2019. So I suspect we'll have an ice-free Arctic in 2019. There's certainly no guarantee of that, of course. If not 2019, then soon, 2020, maybe 2021. I suspect the very abrupt heating to follow that episode will cause the collapse of industrial civilization because of the inability to grow, store, and distribute grains at scale, as I've mentioned a few thousand times in this format. Then we lose global dimming, and the global average temperature rises even more in a span of a matter of a few weeks. So you add those together along with the other self-reinforcing feedback loops that are already in play and that will accelerate in the presence of an ice-free Arctic Ocean, and we're headed for a planet with no habitat for humans in the very near future. I can't imagine how we make it through next fall without an ice-free Arctic. And if we do, then fall of 2020, maybe. In any event, we lose habitat at the scale of the world, just as we are already losing habitat throughout the world. Consider, for example, events in Central America, the Middle East, Northern Africa, islands in the South Pacific, the Alaska coast, and so on, where habitat for humans is already being lost. Accelerate that by a few orders of magnitude, and it's pretty easy to understand that we are headed for a planet that has no habitat for human animals in the not too distant future. And not long after that, the last sociopath, surrounded by the bodies of like-minded sociopaths, runs out of water, runs out of food, runs out of clean air to breathe, becomes too cold, becomes too hot, can't thermoregulate. All of these things happening at the same time. And so that last sociopath dies in 2025, plus or minus 15 minutes. Fortunately, you have one person, and for most of you, probably only one person, who has no skin in the game to tell you untruths. You have one person who's willing to reveal the full truth. No job at stake, no money at stake, no ego at stake. One person, at least, who you can rely upon for the full evidence indicating, pointing to our near-term demise. At the edge of extinction, only love remains.